In our fourth and final video, we will be covering the importance of developing self-advocacy skills in higher education, and we'll be sharing personal advice from students with learning disabilities at JMU that was helpful for them in their educational careers. According to the Learning Disabilities Association of America, self-advocacy is defined as the act of representing yourself and your interest by speaking up for yourself. It means explaining your learning disability to others and telling them how to use your strengths and accommodations to succeed. All too commonly, students with learning disabilities throughout their educational careers will not stand up for themselves and their best learning interests. For some, this could be because they are too nervous to advocate for themselves, or they just don't fully understand their disability and what their needs are based on how it affects them personally. A lack of self-advocacy skills can severely harm someone both in and out of academic environments and leads many to fall behind their academic peers. The development of self-advocacy skills is integral in the transition to college because, in higher education, students are on their own, often academically, for the first time in their educational careers. If a student falls behind in their assignments or is quietly struggling in class, there is no support system in place in higher education that automatically seeks out these struggling students. Instead, students struggling academically or personally must self-report their problems in order to get institutional help. Those are properly developed self-advocacy skills know they must understand how their disability uniquely affects them and what strengths, weaknesses, and needs come with it. These students know what works best for them, how to effectively get their needs, and can verbalize these needs to their school's disability office or to get proper assistance. Self-advocacy skills are helpful in higher education because students can get what they need while still being respectfully assertive. They can make their own choices effectively by knowing what does or does not work best for them. They learn to feel comfortable with telling people no and can express disagreement with someone else in a respectful manner. Overall, the proper use of self-advocacy skills for students with learning disabilities is integral to their future success both in school and in life after education. A good way to help establish these self-advocacy skills is to formally introduce yourself both to your professors and to the people in the Office of Disability Services. Developing a connection, a relationship with both professors and ODS will only serve to help you in your educational career and will make you feel more comfortable in your environment in general. It is always important to inform ODS and your professors of how you best learn in classroom settings, and if you want, you can even choose to tell them your specific learning disability and accommodations. While there are some professors and universities who do not properly respect their students' accommodations, there are just as many, if not more, other professors who will go above and beyond to accommodate their students' needs, so it's always good to ask for help and develop these relationships. Here are some other great advice for students with learning disabilities entering higher education that was learned from the experiences of other learning disabled students. It's always good to stay ahead of schedule and accomplish tasks and assignments as soon as you can to avoid procrastination and burdening yourself with a heavy workload unnecessarily. Studying for quizzes and exams over the course of multiple days and weeks will be much more effective in your memorization and retention of information compared to if you instead just crammed all of the information studying the night before. If you have not registered your accommodations with ODS yet, you should do so as soon as you can. You never know what unexpected problems could arise. In addition, every semester, you should send your accessibility letters through the Accommodate portal as soon as you can, so you do not forget to do so with all the chaos happening at the beginning of the semester. You should also take the time to learn the services offered to you by JMU and what accommodations you specifically have, and you should regularly utilize these services as there are so many different ways that they can help. One way that we recommend you get closely with your professors is by sitting in one of the front rows in class. Many professors love this as it seems more personable, and sitting in the front can also help you reduce distractions to help you learn better. In addition, you should feel encouraged to regularly participate in class discussions, as this will help you feel more comfortable speaking in front of the class and can make you feel more invested in the class content. You should also find some time to talk with your professor, either right after class or during their office hours, as it shows you care about the class and what you are learning. It's incredibly important to figure out what note-taking strategy is most effective for you and your memorization, so be sure to try out different note-taking methods. If you take medication, remember to keep in mind the dates you need to refill your prescription so you don't accidentally run out and have to go days without your meds. And finally, one of the best ways to keep yourself on track academically is to build a calendar or homework planner to organize yourself, your assignments, and your extracurriculars. As the semester progresses, your workload can get increasingly stressful and can easily lead you to forget an assignment or project if it was not previously written down. JMU's use of the Canvas system for assignments is incredibly helpful with organizing assignments, but should not be your only means of organization. Using other websites like Google Calendar or Notion are incredibly helpful in keeping oneself organized through the semester and offers ways to customize the planners to your specific needs. Overall, the use of organizational programs and calendars are extremely helpful and can serve to limit the stress and anxiety of a large workload.